welcome back. Today we are going to do the South of the Equator trophy. I say going to do, we're going to try to do it. First race, new track, Kyalami. Never been there ever, digitally or physically, and we're going to use the MT-09 with, it's just a bit, what's the word I'm looking for? Oh, ugly. Not really, that's not a pretty front end, that really, is it? But anyway, MT-09 SP, the 2021 model at Kyalami. Never seen Kyalami before in any way, shape or form, so there was a fair bit of using the bike, going and getting a setup, which you can see there, and kind of looking where I was in relation to other people, thinking, oh, I've got a fairly decent setup there. I say happy with the track. I've done about 6 laps. I know roughly where it goes. What I don't know are the braking points. Attempt number 1, way too early on the brakes. We get a little love tap and we're onto the grass and off. Thought, no worries, I'll get back on. I'll try and work my way back through, and I don't have enough knowledge of the track to work out where I can go up the inside or around the outside, where I can outbrake them, where I can't. There was a learning process going on. So attempt number 2, made a little tweak to the suspension, not a lot, just a little tweak, just to try and firm it up a bit, give me a bit more support. Still not right. Attempt 3, really struggled with this corner, really struggled into there. I was always on the brakes too late. The bike had run wide and there's a big nasty horrible gravel trap to catch me out. Common theme through all of the races at Kyalami that I've been doing. So attempt 4, and this is the one that we got it done. Still wasn't, what's the word I'm looking for? Still wasn't mega straightforward. One of the AI riders was really quick, and rather than just try and do a move up the inside, I thought I would follow them and get a bit of track knowledge and see what happened. So, race 1, enjoy. And she's done. One down. Not the biggest gap in the world at the end, but new track, new bike. Still on 120, which is proving more of a challenge, and a win is a win. Gold is gold, done is done. So, event 2, and we're going to go to Phillip Island. Another track that I really, really like. Fast, really fast, naughty fast. Fast corners, big boy braking areas over Lukey Heights. You get a decent setup, and yeah, you can have some real fun. Went with a GSX-R 600. We've not used it yet. Wasn't happy with the white wheels, so got the fluorescent marker out and given a bit of a colouring in. Setup wise, Phillip Island's bumpy, but it's fast, so you need support, but you need a bit of compliance. I ran the rear shock absorber on 3 for compression, just to try and let it react quicker, but left the rebound low so that it would extend slower to kind of give me a bit more support when it's going over bumps. Attempt 1, run wide, we're off. The setup's not quite right, it was a bit stiff. It's just a compromise of not really spending any time racing around here in the dark. So attempt 2, we'll get it done. It's not, what's the word I'm looking for? Again, it's not the most exciting of races, but it's fast, it's quick, and it's in the dark, which makes it seem 10 times faster than it actually is. So enjoy. So 2 down, reasonable gap at the end, a couple of seconds. It's one of those tracks where the AI is on max difficulty, so you never really get away. It's not like a Magny Cause where you just vanish up the road and don't have to worry about it. There's quite a lot of concentration on Phillip Island. Event 3, we're going to go to Interlagos, and again I want to use something that I've not used, and I went all the way to the top and saw the Super Naked V4. I think most people know it as the Street Fighter V4S, so I'm not quite sure whether there's a copyright or a permissions thing going on there. Bit strange, the Super Naked. Yeah, well, it is a Super Naked, but it's called the Street Fighter. But hey ho, it's absolutely pissing down with rain. We're on a 200 and something horsepower naked bike, and it's at Interlagos. Yeah, it was. Yeah, she was a bit spicy, put it that way. Done. Not the hardest target, just don't fall off, be sensible, try not to brake too late, try not to get on the gas too early, just ride it steady and you'll do it easy. So 3 down. Race 4, we're going back to Phillip Island. We are on 1000cc race modified bikes, and again looking for bikes that I've not used. Got to the R1 and thought I'll give that a go. Didn't really get on with the endurance version of this bike. Felt like it wanted to wheelie far too much, like way too much. So I went 1 click lower than I normally would on the front and rear preload to make the bike react a little bit slower, just maybe soften it off a touch. Attempt 1, little touch into the southern loop and I'm down. I just can it because by the time I got back on, they were miles in front. Attempt number 2, through stoners into the Honda hairpin or Honda corner, it's 180 degree corner, and run wide on the grass. Think, well, they're not too far up the road, I might be alright, might be able to get it done. Bit of banging and barging with the AI. I run wide, I just let the pressure off the stick a little bit too much and ran wide onto the grass, and I'm off. So 3rd attempt. I've not really done too much with the setup past the initial bit of tinkering. It's more just playing with the electronics, working out where the traction wants to be and where it doesn't. So again, we did a race here in the dark on a GSX-R. We're now doing a race here during the day on a race modified R1. It's fast. The AI put up a decent fight, but we've just got a bit too much pace in the end. Done. Number 4, done and dusted out the way. Again, the AI only a second and a bit behind. I'm pretty sure there's been an update. I don't know, I've said it the last few times, and I've not really been online and looked, and I should, but I don't have the energy to do it. They are quicker. They're a lot quicker, much quicker than they were. So, last event, we're going to do an endurance race at Kyalami, and look at the bikes. We've used pretty much everything, so I went with whatever bike was the lowest level, level 3, ZX-10R 2008. I did go into the time trial. I did start doing a few laps to get the setup and see where I was. And I was quite happy. It was a chunk faster than the MT-09, which you would expect. What I wasn't prepared for is the pace of the AI. And not only that, the, shall we call them, challenging weather conditions. So, attempt 1, we're in 3rd, into the crocodiles. What a great name for a corner that is. Towards the end of the lap, and I just asked too much of the front tyre, and it just folds and we're off. I get back on, and I think it's alright, I'll go on. I've been again at the S's. This one, that is probably my favourite corner on the game at the minute. Up the hill into that like triple left-hander that goes back down the hill. That is an amazing corner. Attempt 2, not really made any changes to the bike. I was just making daft mistakes. The AI get defensive like they do, and there's a bit of barging, and I'm off. We carry on, lap 8, 13 minutes in, and come out of there, get on the gas. I'm running the traction control on level 1 or 0. I'm running the wheelie control on level 1, and I chose the wrong bike. I needed more time to set the bike up and set a fast lap time, so I went to my default favourite, the RSV4 Aprilia. It handles nice. The power delivery is really, really smooth. It's not like an S1000RR where it's mad at the top end and it's lacking a bit of power down the bottom. This thing has got really nice. So, had a little bit of a play with the setup. What thought whereabouts it might be. The AI starts are disgusting. I've qualified in pole. We go off the start and I'm in 5th. So we are 15 seconds into the race, and I've gone from pole to 5th with no control over what happens. Now, like I said, the AI were fast, so I've left lap on just to sort of show you how fast the AI are. I'm nearly over the back. The wheelie control's on level 1. I should really turn it down. Turn it up to level 2. 10-15 seconds later, tip in, and I'm off. I'm just asking far too much of the front tyre. I'm not sure if it was the choice of tyre or the suspension setup could have done with making it a bit softer, but you soften it off, and that's what happens. There's a bit too much weight transfer, and we're over the back. So, is it too stiff? Probably not. Am I using the wrong tyres? Yeah, that's probably the right answer. Lap 12, 10 minutes into the crocodiles again, get on the brakes, lose the front end. I think, well, what do I do? I'm 14 seconds behind. I'm thinking about the gap too much into Cheetah corner and the last one before the pit entry, and I'm off again. I think, well, now I'm miles behind. I'm 20 odd seconds behind now, so I might as well bite the bullet and go into the pits. Carry on. Lap 15, 25 minutes in. I'm still 20 seconds behind. I'm nowhere near. Run a bit wide, lose the front, overheating the front tyre. Now, never say never. You know how it is. There's been some ridiculous comebacks from way too far behind. Up into the top corner, it's just started to rain, and I'm off and send myself to the moon. So I go in, I think, well, if I soften it off, if it's overheating the tyre, I can just use a harder tyre. So that's what I decided to do. I decided to go hard and soften the suspension off, so let the bike put more load into the tyres. And the worst bit about it was that it rains towards the end of the race, and I didn't remember that. I forgot that it rained, and when you go into the pits for tyres, lo and behold, there's no rain tyres. But I hadn't put 2 and 2 together, so normally when that happens, I turn the difficulty down a bit, because the game's basically shafting you. The AI will go in and get rain tyres, but my pit's the only one without them, and it's just a bit like, really, come on, we're better than this. So I forgot about it. I left it on 120. The tyres aren't really getting warm. We're running the hard tyres. It's sliding about, you can see, and I'm a little bit late on the brakes. There's a lot of lateral movement from the bike, so it was a really sort of cautious first few minutes trying to get some heat into the tyre. As the race progresses and it goes through to like the early afternoon, the air and track temperature do come up, the tyres do get a bit warmer, but the first few laps, especially into this corner, it is an amazing corner as well. Up there over the crest into like a triple or double left-hander, then back down the hill, and then the corner at the bottom of the hill as well, like big boy corner, really big boy corner this one. Very good. Too late, you're in the gravel. Too early, you're running over the curb on the inside. But we're getting it, end of lap one, we're getting a bit of heat in the tyres. They've gone from a bluish colour, they're going through towards green now. So I'm hanging with them, I'm quite happy. I'm kind of using them as a marker for braking points and other bits and bobs, and all the while I'm just trying to learn as much about the track as I can. You saw the bike flash into frame there through that last bend. They are absolute sods for trying to nip up the inside of you in the last corner. Lap 3, I'm wildly out of control up at the top of the hill, and I can't stop it, and I'm in the wall. So by the time we get going again, I end up back down in 10th, and we're grafting again, trying to work our way through the pack. I got the inside of him, he turns it anyway, and we're off. So 10 minutes in, we are 12 seconds off the lead, we're in 12th. So we're just head down. There's no margin for error. Any margin I had for the rain and not having any rain tyres has gone out the window, because I've made 2 mistakes and the AI are basically arseholes and turning in on you. So it was serious graft. There was some quick laps going in. I was being a bit rude, shoving it up the inside of people. There was a little touch into the back of him there, but not enough to fetch me off. So I was riding my luck a lot. I'm fully aware of that. I mean, I'll upload a full version of the race without me like kicking off on it, and you'll just see there's a lot of moments. The AI have it off again. However, we're in. We've put a bit of pressure on the leader. She shit her pants and spanned it and flicked herself over the top. So 12 laps in, 10 minutes gone, and we're in first place. 13 minutes gone, 14 laps. I think I need to go in the pits. I tried to go as long as I could. I forgot about the rain, so I've drained the tank's empty. The tyres have still got plenty of life left in them. Going to the pits, and I couldn't make my mind up, and I spend a few seconds umming and ahhing between medium or soft or hard, because it's late afternoon. Yes, it's 27 degrees, but the temperature's about to go off a cliff and the tyres will get really cold. Not only that, look how long the stupid pit lane is. 77 miles an hour, and they're doing 170, 180, and we've been released now. It just takes forever. Whether it's accurate or not, I don't know. 10 minutes left, 18 laps. It is pissing down. There is no grip. I'm off the gas. How the slicks are overheating in the rain, I'm not quite sure. Try and get around crocodiles, and the bike's just having none of it. I'm straight off. I'm in the gravel. So it's panic time. We're going the pits. Remember, at the last pit stop, no rain tyres. Guess what? Nothing's changed. So I'm about to throw my controller through the television, because I'm so annoyed that Milestone allow their game to go out with these problems. It's raining, and as you'll see if you look in the top left corner, the AI riders are going into the pits and they're getting rain tyres, but I can't have any. I don't understand. Is it, if it was in the race description that it was a challenge where you had to do it without rain tyres and they've got them, I could understand, but surely it's not. It's raining. You'd use rain tyres. It's absolute nonsensical for them not to be there. But anyway, 6 and 3/4 minutes left. We're 20 laps in. Everyone else has gone onto rain tyres. I'm on softs. Soft front, soft back. So I'm absolutely punishing the tyre into all the braking zones. I've got the traction control turned right up. I've got the anti-wheelie turned right up. If I'm slightly too much on the gas out of corners, she's spinning up, she's getting sideways, even with the traction turned up to 3. So it's mental pressure, because I know I can't fall off, even though I've got a 17-second lead over third place. I'm still 26 seconds behind the leader. She does go in the pits, and we do pass her, but they fill it with gas, whereas when I went in I didn't have to, which again is the AI set to 120. They should surely be ways to write the code where if the AI have got enough fuel to get to the end, they don't need to fill up again. I mean, she's got 20% fuel, she's got 5 minutes left, she only needs a splash and dash and she's out. But what happens is they go in and they come out with a full tank, which is ridiculous. But anyway, I'm ranting rather than trying to explain the problems I've been having. So down into this corner, I mean, thankfully it's stopped raining now, but it's now 20 to 8 and it's dark and the temperature's dropping, it's 20 degrees. So the track's going to take a while to dry out. 137 a lap, 5 minutes left, so you're looking at what, three laps most, maybe 4 at an absolute push. But the leader, Erica Werns, has gone in the pit. She's going to come out with rain tyres on. So the problem we've got is the Chinese rider who's on rain tyres, who's got a full tank of gas, who was 17, 18 seconds behind, and she's now 13. So we're losing 4 seconds, 3-4 seconds a lap. So I've left the last 5 minutes on. It's a mad scramble to the end of the race, and yeah, I had rather sweaty hands at the end of this one. and she's done. She's done, and I was convinced the little penalty that I had was going to absolutely ruin me, but we did it, a tenth of a second. Wasn't the hardest endurance race for a 40-minute. It was just stressful knowing that I had no rain tyres, and they did. It was just a pain in the arse. But it's done. The event's done. It was a good event. I did enjoy it, I must admit. It's probably something I'll do again with different bikes. So thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate it. Leave me a like, a comment, subscribe, whatever makes you happy, and fingers crossed, I'll see you next time. Stay safe. Peace.